first, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. As always, we appreciate you joining us, whether you're watching live or after the fact. Thanks for doing so. And we are live here every weekday starting at 1 p.m., going throughout the afternoon, covering a wide range of topics. Today, we are talking about things that you can do in August associated with some stargazing opportunities. You know, I mean, look, let's be honest. If you're in the Northwest, it's cloudy a lot. And sometimes in the summer, we actually have the opportunity to have some clear skies a little more often, maybe, that could help out in some great things that are going on there in the night sky that you get to watch. And we're going to talk about those right now, joined by Jim Todd from OMSI, the Director of Space Science Education, and so much more. Jim, thanks for being here with us. Always appreciate you here on the show.
Well, good to see you again, Greg.
And you know, I love learning about things that you can, I mean, I love learning about the stars and learning about the night sky and learning about planets and all of that, which is why I like our segments so much. But for this month, there are some particular things that people will have an opportunity to check out. And I want to go through some of those. If you don't mind, you know, what do you think is one of the first ones we should talk about?
Well, one of the first things that everybody looks forward to when it comes to the month of August is the Perseid Meteor Shower. It's a classic. The skies are warm and clear, well, sort of clear right now, but we have an opportunity to see the Perseid Meteor Shower. And this is a great time when you want to go out, whether from the city or away from the city, is look for the beauty of the Perseid Meteor Shower. And what you're looking at is comet debris left behind by the comet Tuttle, which is the parent comet. And the Earth is making a rendezvous with the debris trail left by the comet. And then you see some really bright meteors. This year they're forecasting about roughly 60 to 100, which is pretty typical. But the peak will be on August 12th. Actually 11th to the 12th, and you're out there by midnight and look toward the northeast, you might see a few bright meteors here and there. And when you look at those meteors, they're about 60 miles above you, and they're quick and they're fast. And you can see them in front of you, behind you, above you. They can come in any different direction. So just get a lawn chair and blanket and stay warm. And it can get cold at night. You have to get away from the city light for your best view of the Perseid Meteor Shower. But there's a little caveat to this for this year, that we have what's called a gibbous moon, a waning gibbous moon. And that means that it will interfere with some of the viewing. Since it's going to be pretty much all night long, it will diminish some of the dimmer viewing of the Perseid Meteor Shower. But that shouldn't stop anybody from going out to observe the meteor shower, because this is a big window that has been going on since late July and going into early September. But the peak will be on August 12th.
Wow, so this year a little unique with that, and just to clarify too what you're saying, so this is Earth running into the debris, not the debris running into Earth.
And overboard. Well, the comet makes its way around the sun, and the comet Tuttle. The last time it did that was in 1992. It's a huge debris field, so it goes around the Earth every so often and leaves these little tiny ice particles. So when you look up and you see these meteors, these are little grains of sand. None of them survive. But that's what we're looking at, that they come in the Earth's atmosphere and they create really bright, quick meteors, and those are what everybody looks forward to in the month of August.
The size of a grain of sand.
In the grain of sand, it's hard to believe, isn't it? But these are the grain of sand. They travel millions of miles and be up there for millions of years, and then and they'll end up on the Earth's atmosphere that night.
Wow, crazy. That's wild to think about. Millions of years up there, all to end up being that flash of light right there that we get to see up into the night sky.
Yeah, so what the key thing is that you want to look towards the northeast, and that's where the radiant point, that's why it's called Perseid constellation of Perseid. It's right between Cassiopeia and Perseid constellation. So look towards the northeast, and why we say midnight is that's when the constellation of Perseid is up above the horizon, the radiant point. Think of a radiant point like a shower head. And so when the Earth makes contact with that debris field, it's a radiant point, and that's where it spreads out. And so when you see a meteor, the tail will always point back to the origin, where the radiant point, which is the constellation of Perseus. That's how you know for sure that's part of the Perseid Meteor Shower. So that's why we always say look toward the northeast, and that's where the constellation is. If you're not familiar with Perseus, look for the constellation of Cassiopeia, which is the letter W. And right below that, that's where you see the radiant point.
Interesting. So the tails will all, if it's a Perseid meteor, the tail will always go back to that.
And always go back to that point. And the name of any meteor shower, like the Leonid, is constellation of Leo. Perseid, it comes to Perseus, the constellation. And so that's the fun thing about the names of the meteor shower, is that you locate the radiant point of the constellation. And that's what people advise you to do, to look toward the radiant point, then you get your best view.
Wow. Very cool. So he's always learning something here. And so that's coming up, you said the biggest night being August 12th, I believe it was, for that.
Yeah, it'll be out there around midnight. It's going to be midweek this time, but don't let the moon stop you. It's always fun to look at the meteor shower. Now, 2026 is going to be a new moon night. So that's going to be a great show next year. But this year, we'll have a little bit of a moon.
All right, so there's that for the Perseid, and now there's something else too that's going on this month.
Well, we have another planet parade, and we had one last January. Now we have one again this month. We have 6 planets visible in the morning sky. This is going to be a nice show. And so if you're up still during August 11th and 12th, all you have to do is get up and look at that. You have 6 planets. You have Mercury, Jupiter and Venus, Uranus, Saturn, and the moon. Neptune is actually there, but it's behind the moon in this picture. So the moon dominates this show, but there are 6 planets statistically. And if you're up observing the Perseid Meteor Shower, and you stay up just long enough at sunrise, you get to see 6 planets. Mercury, Jupiter, and Venus, and Saturn are the brightest. And of course, then we have that moon again. But the real catch is looking at Jupiter and Venus. They're going to be in the area of some really bright stars. They're going to be in the area where you see Orion and Friend. And there's Jupiter and Venus, they're only going to be 1 degree apart. That's about the width of your finger. That's an incredible pairing. And Jupiter and Venus are the 2 brightest planets that we can see. That you don't have to have any special telescope or anything. Binoculars would be great. You take a look at that, you'll see Jupiter and Venus. Venus is going to be the brightest of the 2. And they're going to be only less than 1 degree apart. This is a real show catcher for that morning.
Now, you mentioned bringing up binoculars. So with, just say, some ordinary binoculars that you would have at home, how much better is that for what you're going to see, or what will you see with something like that?
With binoculars, you'll be able to really see a nice detail. I mean, you can see it with your human eye, you're just fine. You can see 2 bright points of light. But if you want to get a picture or something, you have your zoom on your camera or your smartphone or your binocular, you get a better experience. So it's really easy, and they're bright. They can easily be seen from the city, and it's really worth staying up for.
And to remind everybody too, so what night is that'll be happening?
I'm sorry, say that again, Greg?
Oh, sorry. And just to remind everybody too, so what night is it that will be happening?
Exactly, yeah. So we're going to be doing the star party on August 12th. And sorry, Greg, I just got interrupted here.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yep, for everybody who's watching, we're live. So sometimes that happens.
Yeah. Okay, so if you can repeat that question again.
Okay, yeah, no problem. So for everybody watching to see this planet parade, in particular that Jupiter and Venus being so close, what night was that again?
That was going to look like 2 bright points of light, and they're going to be easy to see. Just look towards the sunrise, which was happening towards the east. And so if you look at that diagram again, you'll see that it's actually towards the eastern horizon. They're going to be fairly low, so you want to have good eastern horizon in that area, just above the east, and then you have tiny little Mercury. And then, well, to be surprising to many people is that you're going to see a lot of bright stars in the neighborhood, and they're Betelgeuse and all of that.
But all those are going to be there as well. So that sounds like a pretty amazing night. What's the best night to see that?
Yeah, it is. And so it don't have to be dark per se, but it's just before sunrise.
Okay, just before sunrise. And will OMSI be having a Star Watch party for any of these?
We will have the Perseid Meteor Shower watch on Tuesday night. We'll be at both Rooster Rock and Dub Stewart on the same night. And so people live on the west side can head over to Dub Stewart State Park by Vernonia, go down Sunset and turn right on 47. And then you go to the state park. It's a $10 per vehicle fee, and parking is limited. And then over at Rooster Rock on the Columbia River, past Troutdale, that's another wonderful site. We have a long history of watching the Perseid Meteor Shower at Rooster Rock on Tuesday night, weather permitting, and that is also $10 per person. And we'll be there from roughly sunset until about midnight. And you don't have to be at these state parks. You can do it from any location, anywhere in the state of Oregon where you have good view horizon and enjoy the Perseid Meteor Shower. But you can always join the fun at either Dub Stewart or Rooster Rock State Park and find all of that information on the OMSI website.
Awesome. Well, Jim, always so good to have you on here to learn about this. So some definitely exciting things here to be checking out and watching over these next coming weeks, and good opportunities to see what's going on out there. I mean, and I learned, that the tail always points towards the radius point. So what was it? Say it one more time. Where does the tail point to?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Where does the tail of the comet point to?
Swift Tuttle.
Okay.
Swift Tuttle, and so that's the parent comet it's called.
Okay. All right. Well, Jim, thank you very much for being here with us. Always appreciate your time and learning more about this, and bringing us all this information. Great to talk to you, Jim.
Okay, thank you, Greg.
And for everybody watching, we are live streaming here. This is Fox 12 Now. We are here every weekday starting at 1 p.m. We go throughout the afternoon to cover a wide range of topics. And if there's ever breaking news, this is also the place to go. Between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. especially, or 11 to noon, and other times as well when we don't have our regular newscasts going, this is the place to be. So thanks for being here with us. We've got more coming up at 2 o'clock today. We're going to talk about the Powerland Heritage Park. They just had the Great Oregon Steam Up, but there's still lots of opportunities for you to go check out some really amazing history of machines in the Willamette Valley and beyond. So we're going to talk about that at 2 o'clock, and I will see you then. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.